Hello there! Today I thought I could take you guys along with me as I work on this digital painting that I started a couple of days ago. I haven't finished it yet, I still have a bit of work to do, but I recorded this portion of me working a bit on the hair and adding more details to her face as well, so yeah, I thought maybe this would make for a fun, sort of relaxing video, since it's not sped up super crazy, it's only on double the speed. So you can actually kind of see what I'm doing, which I think is maybe kind of cool. So yeah, if you follow me on Instagram or watched some of my recent streams, then maybe you have seen me talk about kind of me testing the waters a bit more with working with digital mediums, specifically, Procreate, the main program that I use, and how I kind of try to figure out how I want to make digital art, because there's so many ways to approach it, right? You can kind of make super rendered, realistic looking pieces. You can make stuff that's a bit more like comic-like, with super fun, clean line art and cel-shaded stuff, or you can make something look a bit more sketchy, or, something in between. And I, for the longest time, never really figured out what, I guess, the right technique is for me, or what I like the best. So, I did a lot of, I guess, quote-unquote research, went on Pinterest, looked at other artists that I like who make digital work, and the conclusion that I came to was that how the hell am I supposed to decide this? I can't choose. There's so many cool options. So instead of trying to limit myself and only, try to stick to one thing, I decided that I kind of just want to try it all. In the end, all of the pieces that I've made recently are, they still look like stuff that I made, but they all kind of use different techniques and different approaches. So, yeah. This one that I'm making right now is probably the most detailed and, I guess, labor-intensive one that I've done or worked on over the last 2 months, since it's the most focused on actually rendering out stuff, which I am having a lot of fun with. And I guess before that, I, way back when I first started digital, basically all I did was try to make it look as clean and as smoothly blended as possible and all that stuff. Which, there's definitely a place for that, but for me personally, I always felt like it made my digital art look stiff and not quite as lively as my traditional work. And I just kind of felt like I wanted to break out of that, because it actually kind of stopped me from trying out more stuff in digital, and it made me a bit nervous to get back to working digitally. So I didn't do it for a pretty long time, but at the moment it's pretty much all I do. It kind of makes me miss painting, actually. I kind of want to get back to that again. But yeah, right now I'm kind of focusing on digital work, which has been cool. And yeah, so I guess one of the major things that I have sort of changed in my workflow overall with all of the pieces that I've done is that I don't do super set, I guess, sketch to line work anymore. So I used to always sketch things out and then make a very clean line art and then color it in all cleanly, and that's just not really what I want to do. My workflow is a lot more messy now, so I actually use the sketch as sort of the line art, and then I put down some color, and then I paint on top of it again and cover up some of the line work, and it's just more like actually painting on a canvas. Like you're putting down something and then you layer on top of it. And for me personally, I think that's just the approach that's the most fun for me, because I guess traditional art will always be my favorite, my little baby. It's just, I don't know, there's something so fun about actually building up something from bottom to the top with art and paintings. And I think what was missing from my digital work is really just the aspect that made it look like it's not necessarily digital. I mean, it still looks like digital, but it doesn't look quite as, I guess, lifeless and stiff. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe, but maybe you guys know what I mean. I think this is something very common that a lot of people experience even with traditional work sometimes, like when you put down a sketch and you really, really like that sketch, and then you make like line art on top of it, and you realize, wait, this doesn't even compare to how cool my sketch was. Like somehow it lost that cool something that made the sketch really good, that made me really like it, and you can't quite put your finger on what it is. And it usually comes down to you sort of taking out a bit of that like fluidity that the sketch had, and then the line art just sort of turns that very lively, bouncy sketch that you made into this, yeah, very stiff, clean looking thing. And yeah, I guess I'm combating. I'm combating. I don't even know how to. Oh my god, I'm words difficult. I am trying to fight that by actually just keeping the sketch as it is and using that to build up my piece, and it's been so much fun. And I try not to put too many rules on myself anymore, and just sort of go with the flow and see how it turns out for now. I'm sure that as I develop my digital technique and my skills a bit more, I might have more of a set workflow and sort of a I don't want to say routine, it sounds kind of weird, but like a routine or a guideline that I follow with, like, this is sort of my first step to approaching this. Like when I actually sort of figure out how to perfectly and most efficiently achieve the kind of look that I want, I guess. I'm sure it will develop more over time, but right now, as I'm kind of trying different ways of making digital pieces and different approaches and styles, I'm just trying not to worry about it too much and just go for it. And yeah, for this piece specifically, I guess I could talk about that now. You can see me painting the face. I wanted to go back to doing something that's a little bit more edgy, a bit more dark, you could say, because I don't know. I mean, I had like a really edgy phase where all I did was like pastel gore and like drawing like pink guts and like demons and I don't know, like holes through the chest and you know, all those kinds of things. And I was like, you know, I kind of do I want to let out my inner edgelord again? I think I kind of do. So that's sort of what I'm doing here. I decided to make this enchantress. She is she has, you know, these like giant hands around her that are that have like these red strings tied to her, and she's kind of strung up like a doll, like a marionette or something. And yeah, I'm not too entirely sure what her powers are, but she looks cool, and that's honestly all I care about for this piece. Like I really like her. I think her hairstyle is bomb. I kind of want that hair color now. I actually have a hairdresser appointment later this month, and I'm kind of tempted to just go full out on the color because I actually haven't done anything crazy with my hair at all, ever. Apart from like, you know, getting a little bit of like highlights and stuff. But yeah, I kind of want color. I kind of want to be like, ooh, colorful. But yeah, I really like her face. Actually, I like the red eyes. She looks like